Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be answering some of your questions as I mentioned in my previous videos, so let's just jump right into it. I think the top question right now that I'm receiving is about me leaving China, so I'm going to answer Shannon Jubert. I don't know if I said that right, sorry. Her question is, why did you decide to move to Bali so impulsively? How long will you stay there, and do you plan on going back to China? Okay, for starters, it wasn't actually that impulsive. I've been talking about this on Instagram. I've actually been in Bali for almost a month and posting stories, so for all the Instagram followers, you already know that I'm here, and I guess it was impulsive because we decided to move here, but in all honesty, like, our lease ended. We didn't feel like renewing it because we wanted a new adventure. Yes, we could have moved to another city in China, but I really wanted a change of life, a change of pace, and I wanted to go somewhere a bit more quiet. The way we landed on Bali is actually because of traveling so much, like talking to other travelers. Every single time just the word Bali is mentioned, people just light up like a Christmas tree. They're just so excited. They're like, oh my God, that's the best place ever. You have to go visit Bali. And it was because of this reaction that I started thinking, like, maybe we should go to Bali. Like, everyone has good things to say. It's never on the fence. How long will we stay here? I don't know. For the foreseeable future. Could be a few months, could be a year. I didn't know how long I was gonna stay in China, and we ended up staying 14 months, and I definitely thought we were gonna be there a few months, so you never know. Last part of her question is, do you plan on going back to China? Yes, I do plan on going back to China. Me not living in China doesn't mean China's over. Like, I do still have a lot of places I wanna visit. I really wanna go to Yunnan, that's probably top of my list. I really wanna go to Sanya, that's why I talked about that in another video. Yes, I will definitely be back, I just won't be living there. Next question. As a journalist, you must have seen a lot of false impressions of China portrayed by US media. Yeah. So my question is, of all the discrepancies between what most American people hear from the US media and what you actually experienced so far in China, what is the most remarkable one? That's a really good question. Pollution and overcrowding. I definitely had it in my mind from all the media that when I would arrive, it'd be always polluted and I'd have to wear a gas mask and like all these things and it'd be terrible. And it really wasn't. Now, I lived in Shenzhen where pollution is pretty much just never happens, but it does happen. I did have days where it was really bad and it was hard on the throat and we were coughing, but for the most part, it was not polluted. And I think that was the bigger shock to me, is realizing that, like, yes, there are really bad pollution days, and it is something that we all need to be aware of so we can make changes, but it's not all the time. That's the most important part. Like, people are still living there, and you are still gonna have blue sky days. I mean, I was in Beijing for, I think, 5 or 6 days, blue sky days the entire time, and that's one of the most polluted cities in China. And the overcrowding came to a shock because it is such a populated country. But the thing is, cities are big. So like Shenzhen is humongous. So all those people are spread out. And so yes, there are times when if you're at the metro at peak hours, like don't be an idiot and go then. But if you have to, like, yeah, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I've never seen so many people in my life. And you're all like buddy to buddy trying to get on the metro. Yeah, it's freaking nuts. But on the other times, you could go out on the street and be the only one there because it's such a big city and everything's spread out. So I think that was the two shocks I had, was it wasn't as polluted as I thought, and it definitely wasn't as crowded. I'm moving to China in 2 months and don't speak any Mandarin, so I was wondering, what's the top piece of advice you would have given yourself back when you first moved out there? Learn some beginner Mandarin. Learn some introductory words, learn how to count, learn your greetings, hello, thank you, please, I want this, I don't want that, definitely I don't want that. You'll need it on the street when everyone's trying to sell you things and you just try to tell them no. Hi Poppy, I know you are now living in Bali, but I have a quick question about China. Obviously there's a lot blocked in China, yeah, so what VPN did you use while you were there? Okay, I've actually already talked about this briefly in a previous video, but I'm still receiving so many questions about this, about what is a VPN, what is the importance of a VPN, what VPN do I use while traveling. So let's answer this now and thoroughly so that no more questions. Okay, what is a VPN? A VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. So what that does is it enables you to encrypt your traffic and hide your IP address. Now, an IP address is basically a name or a label that is assigned to every hardware device. So that could be your computer, your cell phone, a printer, whatever, and it reveals who you are and where you are. So why is a VPN useful? There are a few different reasons. Most obvious being is that you can change your virtual location to say you are pretty much anywhere in the world. So therefore you can access things that you normally would at home. All the time I get asked, how are you accessing things like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everything Google? The answer is VPN. Now I've actually gone through a few different VPNs in the past, especially when I was living in China, to find the one that I like best, and that VPN is called F-Secure FREEDOME. Now it is a super easy VPN to use, super easy to install. You literally just click a button, change your location, and boom, it works. So yeah, that's the VPN I use. I will say, it's really important when you are choosing a VPN that you trust the company to respect your privacy. I can't stress this enough. The VPN that I personally have uses F-Secure, which is a publicly listed computer security company with a 30-year spotless track record of protecting its customers and respecting their privacy. This is really important, specifically when you're traveling. I don't know how many people know this. I didn't know this actually before using a VPN, but when you're traveling, you're using all different sorts of Wi-Fi hotspots. You go to that cafe in Morocco and you're like, hey, can I get a cup of tea and can I get the Wi-Fi password? Well, as soon as you enter that in, it's actually really easy for people to hijack your stuff because they're inherently insecure. So it's so easy for somebody to get access to your passwords, to your banking information, to your freaking identity. And so, having a VPN, as I mentioned, encrypts your traffic, so now no one can hijack your stuff. I didn't know this before traveling, but it is really important to know. So yeah, these are the reasons why I have a VPN. I hope I answered all these questions now thoroughly. Again, the VPN that I use is called F-Secure FREEDOME. I'll actually put a link in the description of this video if you want to test out. You can do a 5-day free trial, see if you like it. So yeah, no more questions. Just kidding, we're still continuing on the Q&A. When is your birthday? My birthday is coming up, July 29th, so I hope everybody wishes me a happy birthday. How old did you start traveling around the world? I just found this out like 2 months ago. I apparently got my first passport when I was 4 weeks old, and I left the country at 6 weeks old and went to Romania with my family. As most of you guys know, I'm actually half Romanian. My dad was born in Bucharest, so we go to Romania a lot. I've actually been everywhere in Romania, like literally everywhere. Yeah, I guess they took me there when I was that small, and I've been to Romania many times since, but yeah, I was like, wow, I was a traveler even before I could think. Which country's football team will win the World Cup? I kind of rephrased this question, I'm sorry, because I think this is what this person was trying to say. And I brought my shirts. Yeah. This is not really gonna tell you much, but yeah, PSG, France, Allez les Bleus, I'm going for France because obviously the US is not in the World Cup. I used to live in France. That's who I think is gonna win. Which place so far in your amazing travels has most impressed you and left that one special touch? Honestly, I think China. And I think that's why I spent so much time there, is that I just was so impressed with it. It just wasn't what I thought it would be. It was not what I expected, in a good way. I could learn so much. I felt so inspired being in China, and I think that's also really important for me, is wherever I live, like I need to feel inspired, and I felt so inspired because everything was just backwards. Everything was different. And it was just like being born again, learning all these new things. And yes, it was hard. Yes, there were things I didn't like, but there was also things that I did really like and that really changed me and made me a better person. So I think I'm most impressed with China. Do you ever get homesick? All the time. All the time. Like really all the time. And it's like to the point that I'm questioning, should I be traveling? Should I be making videos? I'm always getting homesick. I'm really close with my family. I'm really close with my friends. I've got awesome friends, awesome family. Yes, I miss them all the time. Oh dog, you asked me a lot of questions, so I'm gonna answer a few of them. What do I wanna grow out of? I wanna grow out of YouTube. Sorry, you guys, sorry, YouTube. I do wanna be a journalist. I do wanna have, I don't know what. I still don't know what it is I want to do, but I do want to move on to do bigger things. What food do you crave most often? Always Mexican. Anywhere I am, I want Mexican food. I don't care how much it costs. I'll spend the money. Mexican food all the way. I'm from San Diego. That's like our local food. By the way, it would be cool if you had some type of nickname for your subscribers. Okay, I'm not really good at this. Do you guys have any nicknames? What can I call you guys? Like the Where's Poppy Family, Pop Fam? I don't know, does it have to have my name? I don't know. Leave me a comment. What do you want me to call you guys? I'm living with a peanut allergy. I have heard that peanuts are used in Chinese cooking. Have you noticed peanuts in many Chinese dishes, and what precautions do the cooks take there? Yeah, there definitely is a lot of peanuts in Chinese cooking, a lot. And I don't necessarily know what you would do. I guess if I'm just gonna think, what I would probably go about doing would be to maybe go to your doctor and see if you can get like some sort of printed card. I don't know if they could get like a translated form in Chinese characters, maybe in the traditional and the simplified version of like peanut allergy, like deathly allergic, and also learn how to say it, because I'm sure you're gonna go somewhere and you're gonna be like, is there peanuts in here? And they're gonna be like, no, there's not. And then you're gonna get the dish and you're like, there's freaking peanuts in here. So I think, you know, maybe have a card with a little death symbol and say like, I'll die. Like, don't put peanuts in here. That being said, I do have a friend who has a deathly allergic to chocolate, and she travels all around the world all the time for like the past 10 years, and she's never had a problem. So, you know, you'll be fine, but yeah, that'd be my advice. Get some sort of card. Hello, enjoy the videos. I want to ask, traveling is your job. Do you like it a lot, or someday you think of changing into something different, maybe a subject that you have studied? No, I don't like it all the time. And this is maybe even a topic for another video, but yes, I do love to travel. It is one of my passions, and I love to make videos, another one of my passions. But now I've managed to combine both of those and make them my job, which is like an incredible thing, and I'm so grateful that I can make this my job. But then at the same time, it starts to feel like a job. I make these videos of having a great time, and I am having a great time. But I'm also showing you what I want you to see. So is everybody else in the world. Everybody who's making any video is showing you what they want you to see. So I'm not showing you necessarily all the bad parts. Maybe I talk about them, but you're not seeing them. You're not there with me. The other thing is, like, when I film, you know, I'm not actually enjoying that experience that much. You know, I find this really cool temple, like, okay, let's look at the temple for 5 seconds. Now let's pull out the camera and film me walking into the temple, filming everything around the temple, film like everything. Everything needs to be filmed. So that's where it turns into a job. And that's where I always have this hard time, is that like, I'm not actually enjoying the experiences that you're actually enjoying when you're watching it, because I'm having to film it. And I don't necessarily like to film. I more like to actually edit videos than film. So for me, travel is not a vacation. Travel is my job. I do love it a lot of the time, but it is this battle and trying to figure out a way to, you know, love both. I was just wondering how you make income aside from YouTube. Also, do you have any tips on how we can prepare or get ready for that type of lifestyle? I'm just literally living off of YouTube, and it sucks in a way. It's great that I get to be able to do this as a job, but the salary is really shit. But I'm doing it because of my passion, and I'm hoping to eventually, you know, grow and make more money. But yeah, I live off of my YouTube. I live off of Patreon. The donations are really helpful. Everybody, thank you so much on Patreon. I'll start listing your names here. Like, you guys are all awesome. You guys are all supporting me. I always show you guys sneak peeks in my videos, and you guys are always supporting. Occasionally I do some freelance work. I make videos for other YouTube channels. I do some other things, but yeah, I don't have a lot of money. I guess some advice I could give you is there is a lot of online work. I've talked about VIP Kid in the past, online teaching, and you can do it from wherever you are in the world. And they have a bunch of different companies though, not just VIP Kid. Like, there's a bunch of them where you can teach English, or you can do freelance writing. My boyfriend actually is a freelance writer, so that's what he does, working online. He freelance writes, and he also does some graphic design work for companies, or he'll do some photography. He also runs his own magazine. He started his own music magazine about music, fashion, photography. So if you're interested, I'll put that link below. And he just did that on his own. So, you know, you can do anything that you set your mind to. You can find any job that you set your mind to. You just got to reach out to companies. I think the good way to go about it is reach out to a ton of companies and do a bunch of small little jobs, and then it just like adds up. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed me answering your questions. If not, come back next time and I'll do a travel video or whatever. But I really wanted to connect with you guys and just answer your guys' questions. So thank you for listening, and I hope I answered them thoroughly, and I will see you next time. Bye!